Good evening, guys. Good evening. And I want to welcome you to Sing With Me. And that would be Shonda, Inspires Nations to Grow. And for those of you who always seem to somehow, no matter what, turn this on, because you know that I absolutely love you guys. Now, for those of you who may be new to the channel, I want to welcome you to the Sing Life community. We are a group of creators who believe in the law of attraction, namaste, all the way, quantum physics, spirituality, God, life situations and circumstances. We learn the lesson and reflect the good. So I want to welcome you all today. Well, listen, I know it's kind of late. I had to work, but I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit today about relationships on this Wisdom Wednesday. Now, I'm not going to tap too much into it. I think maybe about 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I want to talk to y'all about it a little bit. I get a lot of phone calls from singles. I am single myself. I am happily single. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am. I'm happily single, and I have been single for almost 10 years. And so I had one relationship after, my divorce, and I can tell you that that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I sat down and I got the lesson, and I have been completely on fire and really discovered myself. So I'm grateful for my relationships, and actually I can release my exes in love, and I hope and wish nothing but the absolute best from them, because it was just a lesson that needed to be learned, and it kind of helped me be who I am today. So I'm grateful for both of them. Nothing negative to say about either relationship. But I wanted to talk a little bit today because I get a lot of phone calls. And, I was sitting there and I was thinking about some of the conversations. And I just want to tell you that one of the main reasons why you may not be able to attract your equivalents is, for number one, you're not ready for it. And for number two, for whatever reason, we tend to attract people that are wrapped in glass. Okay? We tend to attract people that are wrapped in glass. So the only way that you're going to be able to really attract what you want is you have to release the X out of your spirit and manifest the specific person real quick. So I want to go ahead and tap in just real briefly. I'm going to go over, since it's Wisdom Wednesday, I'm going to give a little scripture. That's going to be the book of James, 1 James 21. And I am going to tap on into verse about 23. For if anyone listens to the word without obeying it and being a doer of it, he is like a man who looks carefully at his own natural face in the mirror. For he thoughtfully observes himself and then goes off and promptly forgets what he was like. Wrapped in this glass. See, a lot of times when we get into a relationship, we get ahead of ourselves. Particularly women. We want to go ahead and plan the wedding. We just went out with the guy one time. We don't even know the guy. And then what happens is that we know the right things that we're supposed to do. But just like this word says, we kind of get away from it. And then we tend to always, we will attract an equivalent. And a lot of times we don't want to admit, because our ego is so big, that we don't want to admit that we are attracting the good and bad parts of ourselves. The high as well as the lows of ourselves. And if you're used to being cut, in most cases, the reason why you keep attracting a man or a woman to cut you is because there is spiritually a deficiency on the inside of you. And I like to refer to that as fragmented pieces of glass that has been left on the inside of yourself. It's like a residue. And that glass is like a magnet. So it pulls in more people wrapped in glass to cut you. Because the whole objective is to release the glass on the inside, outside, so that you can align yourself in a way to receive what you really do want. And what I hear a lot of times is a lot of people tired of being single. If you're tired of being single, I understand sometimes we get lonely. but sometimes I hear like a codependent type of desire to be with someone. I've been single almost 10 years. I had one, little moment for a few years, and I can tell you that I have more peace today than I did 3 years ago and 10 years ago. I know more about myself now than I did when I was married. And it's mainly because I've had a season of stillness where God can come into my life, into my mind, and do surgery spiritually on the inside of myself. See, I can't talk about you, but I can talk about me. And so in the still moments, he began to remove fragmented pieces of glass out of my spiritual system that had been lying there dormant for years. So a lot of times we don't want to be in the silent season. We don't want to allow God to come in and remove the glass. See, glass reflects who you are. And when you get close to somebody that is also broken, they cut you. So you get cut all the time. It's punctures when it comes to this old glass type of a situation. We can look at punctures like a healthy puncture and then like a puncture that'll sure enough kill you kind of puncture. A healthy puncture in today's world is something like microdermabrasion, microneedling, you know, something like that. I mean, it kind of does something to the outside of you, but it replenishes your youth. It makes you look younger, produces all this collagen. It has all these benefits. Another like a non-life threatening puncture would be something like a splinter or like a cut, something you can stitch up or pull out with some splinters. Sometimes we get into situations that are like deadly type of punctures. Like a deadly puncture is like a gunshot wound, or a deadly puncture is like a cut by a knife. It's so deep that it's going to take somebody to come in to surgically either remove the bullet and try to stitch you up. And sometimes, depending on how far that bullet goes or how far inside of yourself that puncture, occurs, it could kill you. That's the same thing spiritually. We attract these people that are wrapped up in all this kind of glass, and for some reason or another, they keep puncturing us on the verge of death. Some of us have even lost our lives because we got hurt by somebody who punctures us so deep. And I am just here to let you guys know that, if you desire to have a significant other on this Wisdom Wednesday, if you desire to have a significant other, do you not know that the Creator knows that you want a significant other? But maybe the reason, just maybe, the reason that the significant other that you so deeply, richly desire haven't shown up is because you're not ready. You're not matching his frequency. You're not matching her frequency. And so you keep attracting those that are wrapped in this glass. So I want you to think about something on this Wisdom Wednesday today. I want you to think about the type of glass situations encountered with people that were wrapped in glass in your life that sure enough cut you. Somehow we find ourselves attracted to those who cut us. We have the gall to try to attract them back into our experience when they cut us so deep. The first thing I wanted to know is why. Would you want to be with someone who cut you that deep? That's a problem. Fix it. Secondly, why can't you be alone and really get to know who you are so that you can attract who you really sincerely do deserve? Don't you want to retrain your mind in such a way that you get someone that can complement your life, that's not wrapped in this glass, but someone who is whole, who has also done the work on themselves internally to heal, so that when you two come together, it's a force to be reckoned with. Because the work that you do in this earth, believe it or not, the person that's designed for you complements that work. That mission that you were put here to accomplish, that person helps you accomplish that mission. The whole purpose of the union is to impact the lives of those around you so profoundly that when the both of you show up, the earth begins to shake and the whole room catches on fire. That is the type of person that you want to attract to yourself. So I want you to think about getting yourself together. I want you to think about allowing yourself to heal from the inside out. And allow the infinite intelligent God to remove the fragmented pieces of glass out of your spirit so that you will be whole and you will attract a whole. Think about that. I love you guys. Subscribe, click the bell so that you can stay connected with me. Peace. Bye now.